Hey Cinders, and welcome back to Chicken Cindy's. Today we're going to talk about Poseidon's new hardtail, the Norton. Hey everyone, if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Josh, and this is Chicken Cindy's, where we kind of talk about everything bike related. If you are not aware, we have gotten the new stickers in, and these are for sale on eBay. They're $3 a piece. They're 3 inches by 3 inches. So if you would like to figure out a way to support the channel, that is greatly appreciated. The link will be down in the description of this video. And also, if you'd like to either subscribe and or click that fancy bell notification, that really helps the channel out a ton. So I got this really cool email the other day from Poseidon, and I knew that this bike had been in development for a little while, but I really didn't know much about it. So I got the email and I promptly clicked it to kind of take a look at the bike. So I'm going to screen share basically and kind of have this posted here ideally so you can see what I'm looking at as I kind of go through Poseidon's website to get to the actual mountain bike. So we'll go to the Norton, and I just kind of want to go through like its parts, and like I just kind of want to review it like as I see it on paper and just kind of give you my opinion over it. So the pictures, it looks like a good bike. I really like the way the bike looks. One by which is nice. And we'll get into some more of those details in a second. This picture is something we're going to come to in just a little bit. So, but honestly, like just kind of looking at it, it's a very sharp looking bike. I've never heard of the Charm. Looks like it might be like a pro wheel crankset is what it looks like. But again, we'll get into some more of the details. And it comes in 2 different colors, like a forest green and a black, which I really like. I do like the looks of it. It's a very, very sharp looking bike. That saddle looks really nice. I like that cutout in the channel. A lot of my Ergons have that and they look terrific and feel terrific. There's your Suntour XCM34. It is a boost up front, so that's really, really nice. Kenda tires, very nice budget-friendly tire. So these are interesting, these brakes. They look like they're cable-actuated hydraulic. I've never heard of the Juin tech. I know my buds over at Wolf Tick, they've done some reviews over different hydraulic cable-actuated hydraulic disc brakes. I really like the through axle in the rear. Yeah, that green is gorgeous. It's like a metallic green, so it looks really cool. So let's get down to the actual specifications of the bike so we can kind of talk about it a little bit, okay? So frame, 6061 double heat treated aluminum. Lifetime warranty. You gotta love lifetime warranties. I do own a Poseidon Flat Bar X. It is my daddy-daughter bike, and I love it. Absolutely terrific bike. I changed the length of the stem because it was just a little too long for me for what I'm using it for, and I changed the crankset to a nice JG bike sealed bearing, kind of externally driven crankset as opposed to square taper. And really those are the only 2 things I've changed on the bike, and it's been terrific. Absolutely great bike. And I would say Poseidon's kind of known for like budget-friendly bikes that are nice. Not like the $400 range, but like the $600 to $1,000 range. And we'll touch on that again in just a little bit as well because of the price of this specific mountain bike. Seat post 31.6, thank you. Very easy upgrade, and it has internally routed for and upgraded to a dropper post as well, which is terrific. Suntour XCM34 boost suspension fork. The XCM30 is what comes stock on a Kent Travail, so this is a little bit beefier version of that. This is not an air fork. Suntour XCM it's a nice budget fork. It's not an air fork, so it's going to be a little heavy. Suntour make very nice forks. They also make very high-end nice forks as well. A lot of people dog on Suntour for being budget crap, for lack of a better term or a better word, but they're not. Suntour makes very nice forks, so nice fork up front. A decent fork, I guess I should say. Weight 30 pounds. Very nice weight there. It's hard to complain about the weight. Flat bar, micro shift, Advent X. The drivetrain, in my opinion, is terrific for this. I love Advent X drivetrains. I think Advent X is way better than what you pay for, if that makes sense. Or like your bang for buck is terrific. You got a very nice range. Yeah, I believe it's 12 to 48. I'll put something there to verify that, but I believe that's what it is. Actually, probably down here we'll say for sure. Let's see. Oh, it just says 10-speed derailleur. We go down. Yeah, 11 to 48. I was close, so 11 to 48. So Microshin Advent X, terrific. Platform pedals, you're probably going to change those anyhow, who cares. Handlebars, 780 flat bar with 60 millimeter stem. That stem might be a little long for some people. I guess it depends on what size of the frame you get. As mentioned, tires, 27.5 by 2.35. Nice cross-country style tires. Tektro flat bar brake levers. So these will be cable actuated brake levers and not fully hydraulic. Rear derailleur, again, as mentioned, Advent X 10-speed. It's clutched. It's hard to complain. It works terrific. I love Advent X's. Bottle cage boss. The one bottle cage boss on each frame. Your brakes, your Juin Tech hydraulic mechanical disc brakes. What an interesting choice in my opinion. I don't know why they didn't just go with hydraulic disc brakes. There might be a reason there, I'm not sure though. Okay, it is a Pro wheel. I could tell that from that little logo that it was a Pro wheel. 32 tooth, narrow wide chainring, 104 BCD, so you can change the size. 104 is pretty much typical. You can get on Amazon and get different ones if you'd like to for pretty cheap. 175 millimeter, disc rotor 180. I'm guessing that's 180 front and rear. That's fine. KMCU chain, and then square taper bottom bracket. So overall, a decent build. A very nice platform to start with and to start on. The biggest issue that I have with this bike is the price. I try really hard not to dog, not to be negative on this channel, but let's just be real here. The Norton, for what you're getting, is overpriced. If this bike was around $800, I think this would be an amazing build, an amazing grab, and would 100% recommend it. $1,000, maybe. We're getting out of that area of like, what to expect and what not to expect. At $1,300, we're gonna kind of go over at this price point, in my opinion, what this bike should be coming with. That's not on this. That's just pretty wild to me that it's not on there. So fully hydraulic disc brakes at $1,300, in my opinion, is an expectation. I'm not sure why they did the cable actuated. Maybe one of you watching this can tell me down in the comments why they did that, but that just kind of is strange to me. As mentioned, the Juin, never heard of that brand. Maybe it's big somewhere else and just not here in the States. I mean, but it's interesting to me. And if they did that to save money, then why is this $1,300? That's just kind of interesting. So the cable actuated brake style or hydraulic is interesting. At $1,300, in my opinion, this should come with a dropper post. Whether it be a shorter one or just something like that. But once you break that like $1,200 mark, to me, a dropper post is expected. Now, not everyone will agree with that, and dropper posts aren't terribly expensive, but I mean, $200 for the remote and the dropper itself, and then you got to cable route it yourself, but it is what it is there. And at $1,300, I don't like the fork. I really feel like it should come with an air fork whenever it's over that price point. So that's just kind of, it's hard for me to look at this Norton and to see the value at $1,300. So let's go over a couple things on this bike that I think are terrific. The seat post, 31.6, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Boost front and back through axles, terrific, absolutely awesome. I love that. One buy. Maybe it could have been a sealed cartridge style as opposed to like the square taper. But, I'm sure it's sealed bearings on the inside of the square taper. I personally don't like square tapers. If you watch this channel, you know that. So 130 millimeter fork though, that's nice. It's a little bit above cross country. It's not exactly like in the hardcore hardtail category like my Binary Maniac is with 150 millimeter travel. That might be over fork for some people, but I ride hardtails and I kind of push them and I love them. So that's just, my 2 cents on that. But there's so much potential with this bike that it's a nice bike. I mean, if this is a bike you want, then buy it. For $1,300, if that's what you want to spend, by all means, there's a ton of upgrade potential here. Tapered headset or head tube, which is terrific. The XCM34, it's not a bad fork. I mean, it's just for the price that they're asking for this, I feel as though it should have come with an air fork. So I'm not going to give you a ton of different options, but I'm going to give you 3 different options of bikes that I would personally recommend over this bike. The first one I'm going to recommend is the Polygon Estrada. This bike is around $1,000. I'll put a picture of it here. I'm not going to go into the components, but if you compare the components to these 3 bikes I'm going to show you, you'll understand why I personally think they might be a better bang for your buck. So the Polygon looks terrific. I love the colors. Just Polygon make terrific bikes as well. And it's cheaper than this bike, in my opinion, is just a slightly better build as well. So Polygon is one I'd recommend. Canyon Stoic, huge one I'd really recommend. And this Suntour on the Canyon is actually an air fork as well. So big upgrade there in my opinion. I've owned a Canyon before. What did I have? The Canyon Strive. I loved it. Absolutely terrific bike as well. Rode wonderfully. And the last bike that I would actually recommend over this Norton is kind of a weird one. I'm not sure what all sizes are in stock now because it's like on mega sale. But the Specialized Fuse, you get a sliding dropout, you get a dropper post, you get a nicer front fork in my opinion, and you get that lifetime warranty as well through Specialized. But this is about a $2,000 bike marked down to what I believe is $1,100 right now. What a stinking steal for that Specialized Fuse. So I just feel like the Specialized comes with quite a bit more bang for buck, especially with that discount right now. So kind of to summarize this Norton in my opinion, Poseidon is on the right track, and I do truly think that it's a great looking bike. There's just a couple decisions that I can't get around to recommend this bike personally. That fork at $1,300 I think could have been better. The hydraulic mechanical brakes I think should have been entirely hydraulic. And for me, the dropper post I feel like should have been included. Now, those things may not bother you, and honestly they're very easily fixed. But I love the way this bike looks. I mean, the black, and again, it's the matte black, and then that, it's called electric green. I didn't realize that's what it was called, but it's a great looking bike. All the geometry and everything looks terrific as well. So if the Norton is something you're looking at getting, let me know. I didn't want to be too harsh on this bike, so hopefully I didn't come off that way because I'm usually pretty optimistic and happy. But it's just, again, some questioning decisions on this. So it's not a bike that I'll probably ever purchase. Maybe if it goes on sale, I might snag it because I love my Poseidon Flat Bar X. But no, I kind of wanted to just talk about this bike and give you my input and opinion and maybe give you some options that might be better than this bike to purchase. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't typically sit down and just kind of talk. So if you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments and I can do more like this. But thank you all so very much for tuning in. And until next time, everybody take care.